Yes, I am in Iowa, sitting outside of my front apartment, and the weather is beautiful. I am enjoying the sun. As you can see, I'm still in the Midwest. You can see by the corn growing in my front yard. Anyway, this video is Yoga with Jessie, and it's about 5 tips for an enjoyable as well as a successful yoga practice. So let's get to it. Step number 1 is to create your scene, create your atmosphere. This may mean alone time away from friends and family. This may mean to forget your computer, your phone, anything that makes a notification sound, put it on silent, turn it off. This also may mean some altar space or something that's conducive. You know, sometimes it can incorporate music or silence. Whatever the case, create your scene, create your atmosphere. That's step number 1. Step or tip number 2 is to start with silence. Sometimes we forget, wrapped up in the routine itself, we're trying to get from step A or position 1 to position B, and we forget to start with silence. This is the time where you become one with your individual soul and your universal soul. And so in this time you may receive insight as to a change in your routine. There's been times, for example, that I've done way too many asanas and I don't realize it until the middle of my practice, and I see that day I could have been practicing more pranayama, and then that would have been more beneficial to my practice. So start with silence. You'll probably get some insight, and if you don't get insight the first time, don't worry about it. It comes for sure. So step number 2 is to start with silence. Step number 3 is to breathe and breathe and breathe fully. And I don't mean, make sure you get your 3 to 5 breaths in. I mean to breathe that yogic breath, the full inhalation where your stomach is, or your gut, your belly is going towards your spine. And there's that beautiful breath retention. It's just a pause. And that deep exhalation in your belly. I said Billy because my pet, his name is Billy. Your belly fills with air. That's a full yogic breath. Enjoy that the entire time. When you lose awareness of your breath, you'll be surprised of the awareness that is lost throughout your practice. So step number 3 is to breathe, breathe, breathe. Step number 4, one of my favorites, is to fully immerse yourself in the moment by being the posture rather than just doing the posture. This really helps to expand your experience of your yoga practice when you realize that there's so much more than the posture itself, and you start to get that insight when all of the elements in your yoga practice unite, hence the definition of yoga. And so yes, step number 4 is to be the posture, don't just do it. And finally, step 5, or tip number 5, would be to bring all of your insights, bring all of your lessons into your daily living. I've noticed in my own practice that I trust my body and my mind to gravitate towards the most healthy things for me, because it's different for each individual. I trust my mind and body with that. I trust my spirit. But, sometimes we feel like we're off the path even though we're not. And there's a beauty, there's just a simplicity in the way I gravitate towards these things afterwards, after my practice. It's just that much more quicker, and I'm aware of it. So there's definitely a benefit in fully immersing yourself in the practice on your mat, but bringing that with you in daily life. So those are the 5 tips. 1, create your space, create your atmosphere. 2, start with silence. 3, breathe, breathe, and breathe fully. 4, be the posture, don't just do the posture. And 5, bring all of your insight, all of your lessons, all of your knowledge into daily life. This is Yoga with Jessie. May your practice be successful as well as enjoyable. Peace and joy and love.